All right, everybody, and welcome back to the show. It has been a long time. You've seen Johnny recently, you've seen Paul recently, you've not seen much of me and Des. Well, unless you watched the live show, then you've seen me and Des, but that was in the past. But it's great to be back. It is probably our biggest episode of the year when we do this. It is the season preview, the episode where we offend everybody, not just Johnny. We will all offend somebody at some point, but Johnny will probably get a good chance to offend more people than normal. Gentlemen, how are we?
Very well, mate. Very well.
Very well.
It's been a long summer. I really enjoyed catching up with Josh in the summer just to kind of go over all the transfer stuff. But looking forward to the real stuff starting this Saturday. Brilliant.
Exactly. Offending Johnston Borough fans, apparently. Although I'm honestly on the fence with this one. I think it was you. I think he's got the wrong Paul.
How can it be me?
That's definitely not me, mate.
Look, the lucky I didn't start the recording earlier with the things you were saying about that poor Johnson Borough team.
Shocking.
Des, how are you?
To be fair, Paul, I've been painting 150 feet a garden fence, and that got me through about an hour, so I was quite happy with it, mate.
Did you not fall asleep halfway through it? I used it to put the Waynes to sleep the other night.
Right, so we are going to have to put a disclaimer at early doors. Apologies if we don't mention your team much or at all. We've obviously got 80 teams to go through. It's too much to try and go through it all in one show. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick each of us who we think will win each league, and we will do normally when myself and Dak did this before, it was the top three and the bottom three we picked, but there's no relegation this season, so no point in doing any of the bottom teams. We're going to pick our top eight, not in any order, but our top eight to get promoted. Obviously, the Premier League top eight will be going, or potentially more, but the top eight will be going into the new Lowland League West next season. So I think I'll start with my co-pilot, my right-hand man, Des. I'm going to throw you right in at deep end. Can you give me your Premier League winner? I know it's a big question right off the bat, but that's how we roll.
I think it would be hard not to think Johnston Borough should be the team to go there. I wouldn't discount Auchinleck. Looking at the other teams and the business that they've done, I can't see past Borough.
Well, Paul's, you've already upset Paul. What are you doing? Right, Des, you are Borough for champions. Paul, I'll come to you. What do you think on who is going to win the Premier League?
I think it's hard to put because no every team have kind of divulged their signings, and because no every team are as active as others on social media, are they? I'm not too sure, but I had experience at Bonus last week when we played them in the St. Roch's tournament, and I think they went quite strong that day. They've just beaten Johnston Borough, and I believe at Bonus, obliterated them out of the water. And I know it's pre-season, but I think you have to put some sort of spin on that and think, well, Johnston Borough, right? I spoke to you. Obviously, I spoke to Jack Henderson. He reckons that they'll finish in the top three. They want to win the league, but they don't foresee them not being in the top three. That's obviously their opinion. I think Johnston Borough should win it, but I think Talbot might pick them to it.
Talbot, interesting. Johnny, what's your thoughts on it?
Just to annoy Paul, I think Johnston Borough win the league. I've been really impressed with their business over the summer. I think they've identified players to go and sign, and they've signed players with experience in the leagues and stuff like that. And I think that will kind of see them right when they go through some sticky spells. I think they've got a real strong squad. What I would say in the Auchinleck side is I probably would have liked to have seen them be a bit more active in the transfer market, although they might be still doing, of course, they're still going to be doing work behind the scenes. They've brought in an experienced goalie, which I think was a big target for them. So I think they'll run them close. And then it's just whether Johnston Borough's experience and quality can get them over the line. Because I think, I think if you're going to go and spend this spend money. I think that the hardest thing in the world is when you should win. Do you know what I mean? And that brings expectation and it brings pressure. It's not an automatic that you're going to win. So there's still a lot of work to do as teams that have been through it know. You can't just spend money and win leagues. So there's a lot of work to do. But I think given the signings and the quality that they've got, I think they'll win the league.
I'm torn between the Borough and Talbot, and actually, I had a think about Troon as well. I think that Troon has maybe, in terms of what they've tried to do, and like I'd said to yourselves before we started, I have properly the summer off. I've hardly looked at anything other than the fact that the Port keeps scudding all these teams leagues above them. That's the only thing I think I've looked at this summer. But do you know, I'm kind of torn because the Talbot obviously did a really strong finish, but they did this 2 seasons ago and then had the slow start again this season gone by. I think I'm going to edge with the Borough and go with the Borough. And I've completely forgot before we started. A big shout out to our sponsors, Roxburgh Insurance Brokers. If you get any insurance needs, get in touch with Roxburgh. And also the top guys, VSN, running along the bottom of the screen there. Get in touch with Gary if you need any bespoke kit for your club. Right, this is an open question. Fastest finger first gets it. What teams are you looking at and you're thinking this could be a decent season? And obviously, there's certain teams, we talk about the Borough, but we're mentioning Talbot, Troon, in my eyes, are all stick-ons to get promoted. But who has caught your eye this summer and what you think might have a good push at having a good, strong season?
I think Drumchapel will have a good season.
Of course you do, Paul. Of course you do.
Even after that poor St. Roch's tournament?
I don't think. I think that was a false result, given the day before we set the odd degrees and they played quite a lot of the sort of first team that day. A few boys sat out. It's pre-season, and that's why I don't want to venture too much with the bonus Johnson Borough result because it is pre-season. I think Paul Fry's signing for Drumchapel is incredible business. He just demands standards and he's came straight in, and you know sometimes when you go into a team you maybe spend a couple of weeks trying to figure out your teammates. Not Paul Fry's straight in, you know, getting the word out and you know pushing his teammates on. Carlo Monti scored an incredible goal yesterday and a behind closed doors friendly. I think bringing in the boy for Kelty as well, Billy, great signing, and keeping you know some of the core of the boys there as well. Obviously, I know the likes, you know, Botby Abbey's left and a few other boys have gone, but I looked at them. I looked at them over the last couple of weeks, and I think they'll finish in the top 8. I think, right? But Hope wants more than that. I think they'll be there. I think they'll have a really good season. Finished 5th last year. Am I right in saying that? I can't actually remember.
Yeah, I think it was 6th. I'll just check.
Right, so I think they'll better that.
So last season, the Drum finished 6th.
Carrick 27th, just lads were further back. I think they'll better that this year. I think they'll better 6th.
Johnny, what do you think? We'll go through a couple of teams each, right? Give me your stick-ons, Johnny. What's your stick-ons for promotion? The Borough, obviously.
Aye, Johnston Borough, Auchinleck. The team I was going to talk about when you were talking there was Cumnock, that I think will finish up there. Troon, how many is that? 5.
That's
and then 4. Sorry. I think Glenafton will be strong. I actually think Hurlford will be stronger this year, although I know they can't go up. And then I think Rutherglen will have a good season.
I think Glencairn will have a good season.
Really? I think Glencairn will be up challenging.
Well, no, top 8 does. I think it'll be. But I think going back to your original question, I think Cumnock have got a good chance to be up the very top end of the table. I like their business that they've done in the summer, bringing in Adam Ford and Grant Gallagher for Stranraer, and they've brought in Andrew McDonald at centre half as well, and who will replace Craig Little, and I think that's an upgrade in my opinion. So I think I'm pleased with it. I think their business is good. They had a good result again. I know pre-season, but they beat Dundonald Bluebell 4-0. I think at the weekend. So It's a positive result. So no, I think Cumnock have got a real chance of being at the business end of the season this year.
Des, what's a few teams that you think are going to begin up?
I think obviously we said Johnson Borough, Auchinleck are going to be amongst it. I do agree. I think Cumnock will be up there. I think Swifty in his second season, Fordy coming in there is going to score a barrel load of goals. Largs, I wouldn't discount Largs. Largs, Arnie always has strong teams in there. I think Pates will do well. We're going after. I hope for Paul's sake that the drummer up there, but I think it's all the big teams. Really, that's guys here. I can't see Rutherglen getting involved in it. To be perfectly honest,
I struggle to see going after because they've over the last 2 years they've not really been there. Do you know what I mean? They've had a right tough last 2 years. So what's different this season? Have they signed stronger? Because it's a team, Johnny. Maybe you know a wee bit more about their Shire teams than I do, but I don't see. I've not seen any great business down there. I might have missed it, but I don't foresee Glenafton being in the top 8 personally.
What I would say, Paul, is I think that they had they obviously the pick up when Pates came in last season and definitely did get better, and he got them safety pretty quickly. But having a wee glance at the last 8 or 9 games in the league last season, that form would not get you up, which is a bit into. I see both.
Sorry,
sides.
I miss Drumchapel as well. I know I'm adding teams in. I've got about 10 teams going up, but I think Drumchapel definitely should be up there. And just
I think Drumchapel will do it. And again, not just saying that because I just think
in terms of Glenafton, I know they've brought Davy Craig in from A United on loan, who I think's got I know A United think highly of him. So I think he's got a kind of a good future, and they've still got the likes of Michael Mullen up front and Big Hugh Kerr and things like that. So and Chris Erskine will obviously add a bit of quality to them as well. So I think they could be involved. Again, that top 8 is half mid-table, isn't it? You're looking at loads of teams.
I think you've got that kind of. You've got maybe 3 or 4 that you've gone stick on. Definitely going to go up, and then you have that wee middle bunch that could be quite interesting. Paul, who would you say? You've got Talbot and you've got the Drum. Who else are you looking at for going up?
So I'll go right. Talbot, Borough, Drum, Cumnock, Largs, St Cadoc's, Troon. Is that 7?
St Cadoc's, Troon at 7. One more. What I would say, whilst you're in a wee ponder, is
Hurlford, but Hurlford can't go up. But I think they'll have a stronger season than they did last season.
Don't put Hurlford in then if they can't go up, because obviously they'll just miss the place. Who do you think? What?
I put them in. I'm having a nightmare here.
No, I never wrote it for you though. I ignored you.
I think you're missing the obvious one there, Paul. Troon.
I said Troon.
You said it at the end. You said it at the end.
So for me, it'll be.
You get Talbot, Drum, Borough, Cumnock, Largs, St Cadoc's, and Troon. One more.
Do you know what will be interesting, right? And I'm hoping I'm not going off topic here, right? Pork, obviously we know the trials and tribulations down there with them, right? But one thing for me, and I hate saying good things about him. I don't really hate saying good things about him, right? Josh Gardner getting in there is a stroke of genius for me, right? Because Josh Gardner, for me, should be a manager in his own right at a higher level, right? He gets his boys playing good football. I think Maxie having Josh in there, I'll give Pollock a chance of doing it where a lot of people probably don't feel that they'll do it. And I think Pollock could maybe take that last place.
Do you want me to lock it in for you?
Yeah, lock Pollock in, mate. Aye.
See, to be honest, right, and I know it's like Josh is a mate, I completely agree with you. I think that'll be by far and away Max's best signing this season. Will be Josh. I think if they go up, he'll have a huge part to play in it. I think it's going to be really difficult for them obviously, because the budget's been cut again, and it's something that we spoke about multiple times last season. It's very much a hands tied behind the back type job. And last season wasn't brilliant for them. They'd have missed it if it was last season. They've lost so many good players, or so many of the more important players that you mentioned. Fordy gone. You get Big Gow away, you've got Scotty Forrester away. I mean, there's quite a few, and I think that it's going to be a big ask for them. One I would say that you've put in, Paul, that I completely disagree with St Cadoc's. I don't think St Cadoc's will have a great season. I think that there's been a lot of change there, and I wouldn't be really surprised if St Cadoc's went up, but I don't think that they're going to have a great season. I think it'll be really tough for them to go up.
I think there's a couple of things you should look at with St Cadoc's, right? First and foremost, the Gary Muir being made the manager. Now, Gary is a top coach. A lot of people will know Gary as a player. They'll know him as a coach. He led a very successful 20s team to various. Des is gone. To various trophies last year. He is an absolute advocate for what St Cadoc's are all about, and that is giving youth a chance, and he will do that. But on the flip side, Gary probably doesn't know the level as well as he should have, and he's probably going to need a Barry Lemke in there with him, a Brenny, to help him with that. I just think that they will do it. I just think it's maybe not happened as of yet for them. They've signed Scott Ferguson, who is an absolute doozy on his day. They've signed the boy Jamie Wilson, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
They've also signed. I don't know if they've signed him yet, but Calvin McGrory's definitely in there. Calvin, again, another absolute doozy. So again, I think St Cadoc's will depend on how they approach maybe the league starts next Saturday, so they've got to be ready. But we all know that this league can turn. You could have a bad start and go and sign 2 or 3 players, and it kickstarts your season, and you end up finishing third or fourth. Do you know what I mean? The league very much like that. I'll stick by with the St Cadoc's, PG. I think they have to go up. I think a lot of them partly piggybacking Ben Bird's licenses to do that. You know what I mean? And they want to do it.
That's fair enough. Since Des has taken a early season sabbatical already and disappeared, I will go through mine. Actually, I'm struggling, to be honest with you. So I've got the Borough to win the league. Talbot, I agree. Cumnock, I think that if it goes well for them and they continue to form ahead at the end of the season, it could be a good season for them. Largs, for me, I think they might just edge into it. Troon, I think it's a bit. I think it's quite. Oh, sorry, I missed it at Drum as well. The Drum, it's. I think it's quite tough to pick 8 teams because I think there's a few teams you can discount. As much as I know it offend Des, and I really hope that Renfrew are in for a very hard season for me. I think it's going to be exceptionally difficult for them. I think Glencairn. I'm no way you on it, Johnny. I think that Glencairn are going to have a really tough time as well. Shots again, they'll be doing their tough season. Hurlford, I don't know where Hurlford and Glenafton. It's quite tough. It's easy for me to sit and ask you what you're thinking, but I'm actually struggling. So I've got.
Because in your head, you're wanting to pick 8 teams that will actually go up, but it's not going to be.
Nah,
I've just been sitting. I've rewrote my list because I was because I had Hurlford in mind, didn't I? So
no,
right. Going with I'm loving the conversation, which is why I'm changing my mind.
Okay.
A few times. So I've still stuck with Glenafton, but I went Borough, Talbot, Cumnock, Troon, Drumchapel, Largs, Pollock, Glenafton.
Largs, Pollock, Glenafton.
That's what I've went. I think you're absolutely right. You guys, what you're saying about Pollock, and I'm actually really excited to see how the season goes for them. And you know something, I've obviously spent a bit of time down the lower end of the West of Scotland Football League in terms of my coaching stuff, and And I'm always banging the drum for there being diamonds in the rough down at the lower levels and stuff like that. So I really want them to do well, because I want younger players to know that if they drop down to that level, they'll get their chance up at the top end and be able to go and show what they can do and be successful. So I really hope it goes well for them. Not just for Josh and for the guys at Pollock, but also just for all the other players at the bottom end of the league that can maybe think about taking a step down to a 3rd division, 4th division club, knowing that they can get back up and show what they can do.
I think there is a lot of good quality in there, and that's something that over the years I think Tucker's been particularly good at, is picking up good players for the lower leagues. Des, can you finish off your list? Borough, Talbot, Cumnock, Glenafton, Drumchapel. Who's your last two?
My last two are Hurlford.
They kind of go up, so you have to leave them out. So what's your thoughts?
Do you know what? In my heart of hearts, I want Pollock to go up, but I think it'll be very difficult. I think Maxie's taking on a job now that's very reminiscent of his Rob Roy days, having to go back to the younger guys.
Just say Renfrew, Des. Just say Renfrew. We know you want to. Just say it, man. It's all right. It's cool.
Listen, if it was me, Renfrew would win the league.
Right, there you go. Lock it in, PG. That's
Renfrew,
it.
bang.
Renfrew win the league. I spoke to Quiggs earlier on the day. I'll go. Do you know what? I think Kilwinning.
Do you know they've been on my mind as well.
Kilwinning. They've signed. Kevin signed a lot of clever players. He's got wee Ollie Smith, who just came from Benbub, who was at Nielsen, who I used to teach. I thought this wee guy was an absolute quality player and just overlooked because of his size. I think Kilwinning will do really well in the Premier League this year.
I think Kilwinning could be one of those teams where we're talking about that wee bracket in between, and you're looking at your Glenaftons, your Pollocks, your Kilwinnings. I think there will be a wee group in there. Des, you've got one more place to fill. I've gone for Glenafton, and mine, I've got one more place to fill as well.
I'll go Glenafton as well.
Glenafton. No Pollock.
Nah.
Do you know, I'm actually going to put Pollock in. I wasn't going to, but
I think that 8th play, or the 8th license place, will be between Pollock and Kilwinning.
But it seems like we've not spoken about Artley, who I think that's probably just maybe, even though they won the league, to be fair, they had a really good season last season. It might be a wee bit too much for them. Beath, I don't see Beath doing a great deal. Mick's just
don't think they'll have a license either, but will they? That's
true. I know Mick's went in there, spent no crazy money, but he's had a wee bit of money to spend.
Yeah, they've signed really well after losing.
Bringing in wee Bilbo and stuff like that. Good experience, good quality. Then that's kind of where we're at, right? So I've gone for the Borough, Talbot, Cumnock, Largs, Troon, Drum, Glenafton, and Pollock. That's my 8. Des is going the Borough, Talbot, Cumnock, Largs, Glenafton, Drum, Kilwinning. Oh, Des, I put Glenafton in twice for you. So Borough, Talbot, Cumnock, Largs, Glenafton, Drum, Kilwinning. Who's your 8th place, Des?
Renfrew,
I love it.
Yeah, go for it.
Jimmy's Wonder Boys. Johnny, you're going to Borough, Talbot, Cumnock, Troon, Glenafton, Drumchapel, Largs, Pollock. Paul has gone Talbot, Drum, Borough, Cumnock, Largs, St Cadoc's, Troon, and Pollock. So the 4 of us will get together at the end of the season, and we'll go through these a wee review show. Since we've got the preview show, we'll have a wee review show at the end of the season. That is us done for the for the Premier League. Moving on to the First Division. So this year in the First Division, we've got Ardrossan, Benbub, Cumbernauld, Darvel, Gartcairn, Irvine Meadow, Kilbirnie, Rob Roy, Lanark, Muirkirk, Nielsen, Petershill, St Roch, Storneywood, Bailaclyde, and Whitlets. Des, who is your champion in the First Division?
I think from the business they've done, I think that Irvine Meadow have to be seen as the sort of leaders in there. Jamie's got a big budget. He's spent it wisely. They've had a great start to their pre-season. I would expect Irvine Meadow to win that league.
Oh, what's your views?
Notoriously the hardest league in our level of football, innit?
It's
I'm awfully fond of Jamie. I'm going to tell you who I think. I'm doing a dark here, man, sitting on the fence almost again. Right, my top three is Gartcairn, Darvo, and Irvine Meadow. Right, that's who I think the top three will be. I think Darvo have had a right good pre-season so far as well, haven't they? Gartcairn have been all right. Irvine Meadow have been really good. If I was a betting man and I was sticking 50 quid on it, I'd stick it on Darvo. I think Darvo will come straight back up, and that's no slate on Gartcairn or Irvine Meadow. I think that'll be the three. And I think I speak to Jamie regularly, and I think he that's the murmurs that he's here, and he's like, oh, they've got, the fans are coming and telling me we're going to win the league already, and that sort of thing. And I love that. That means he's creating some, good stuff down there, and people are getting behind him, and what him and the committee, the staff behind the scenes are doing as well. So I'll go with Darvo to win it, and I think Irvine Meadow and Gartcairn will be behind him.
Johnny?
I'm with Paul on this one. I think Darvo will win the league. I've been impressed with what they've been doing I know, talking to Michael a few times, he was always saying that the breaks when they gone for them and they didn't take enough chances to score enough goals. Well, they've been scoring goals for fun in pre-season, and I think it'll just be like a continuation. I think there's a bit of continuity there, whereas Irvine Meadow, you've got a big turnover of players, and I'm not saying that they can. They definitely can. I don't know much about what Gartcairn have done. I watched Meadow against Troon last weekend. I was impressed with them. I thought you could tell that they've got a lot of new players and they've still got a lot of work to do on the training ground in terms of their cohesion when they go forward. But I was impressed with what they were doing. I thought, and Des is probably a sore one for you, but I thought Jojo Gillespie was excellent for them that day, just sitting in the middle of the park, just controlling absolutely everything. He'll be a massive loss to Renfrew, but I think Darvo will win the league in that division this year.
I'm going to go with yourself, Johnny and Paul, and go with Darvo as well. But Des, I was very, very close to the Meda. I think you're right. I think Jamie is added wisely. I think that they're looking good. And Johnny, just as you've touched on there, I think Jojo Gillespie is a great signing for them. I mean, you saw the difference he made at Renfrew last year. I think he was instrumental in getting them up in it.
That's a killer. It's an absolute killer.
That is Renfrew's loss is the Meda's gain completely here. Paul, I'm pretty similar.
I think it'll actually, I know Jamie will watch this and he'll sit back and he'll actually be quite happy that you'll be like, have Darvo at your peril. I think he will. I think he'll be quite happy. We're safe for Jamie, boys. It's all good.
Yeah, listen, I don't think any manager needs us to if managers need us 4 numpties to motivate them, then they're maybe struggling.
Show the player this one.
Johnny, give me a 4 or 5 teams.
Right, I've actually got my 8 here if you want them, because we don't have to worry about licenses. So I've just went ahead and written them down. So I've got Darvo, Gartcairn, Meadow, Whitlets, Rob Roy, St Rochs, Thornywood, and Vale of Clyde.
See, this is one it's quite interesting. 2 of the ones you've mentioned there are kind of on the cusp for me. Sorry, so you've got Darvo, Gartcairn, Meadow, Whitlets,
Rob Roy,
St
Rochs,
Thornywood, and
Vale of
Clyde.
Yep.
Paul, what's your thoughts?
The 3 that I said, obviously, Darvo, Gartcairn, Irvine Meadow, and whatever order you want. I think It's a weird division this year, isn't it? I think if the Rock can kick on, I think they can do well. They've signed excellently so far. Thornywood had a right go at it towards the end of last season. I'll go with them as well. I'll take Whitletts as my 6th, Rob Roy as my 7th, and only because I was there yesterday at the Cumbernauld Colts versus Cumbernauld United game. I was actually really impressed. Not so much the second half, but I was really impressed with Cumbernauld United. And the first half, I thought they set their stall out really well. I would go with them or Petershill. Let's just go Cumbernauld United. Go for that.
Cumbernauld. Des, what's your thoughts?
Okay, like the guys, I'm going in any order. Gartcairn, Meadow, Darvel, Rob Roy, The Rock. I'm going to put Whitletts in there. I think Whitletts can come up. The Bens and Muirkirk.
Muirkirk, you think?
I thought about Muirkirk, and you know the only thing I know.
Well,
It's just such a tight division. Do you know what I mean? It's like Paul says. I was looking at it, and I scored out teams like I thought about Muirkirk. I thought about Ardrossan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought about Kilbirnie. You know, like it's a really. It wouldn't surprise me if we go into the last couple of weeks of the season.
Where's Ryan Wilson gone? He moved, didn't he? Ryan Wilson moved. Where did he go?
He went. Did he go to Cowinan? Maybe did he? I don't know. Maybe go to Cowinan, Paul.
No sure.
No, because I think any team that loses Ryan Wilson, he's joined Cowinan. A quick Google search that out. No, it was just a quick Google search, mate.
No, I mean for me, not for you.
Right, sorry. I think any team that loses that and doesn't replace might struggle. You know, I know they've got a couple of good strikers at Ardrossan, but listen, I'll say it time and time again. It's the toughest league to get out of. Maybe not so much this season, right? But it's been notoriously the hardest league to get out of, and I think that the 8 teams will be deserved of it. But it's obviously going to be a wee bit easier this season. No easier for us to actually predict it, mind you.
I think this is going to be the common thread that runs through all divisions is that wee group I've mentioned a couple of times. You're just picking that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th type place.
Yeah.
I'll go with Darvel, Meda, Gartcairn, The Rock, Thornywood, I'm actually going to go with Petershill. I see that none of you have got them in it. I'm going to go with Petershill. I think
I was on the fence with Petershill.
I think they're a proper border team. Then I'm struggling.
They're always the bridesmaid.
Aye, but generally it's like 5th or 6th for the bridesmaid, and it's that gets them into the show. I'm actually going to go with Paul. I agree with you. I'm going to go with Cumbernauld. I think that they've got a management team who are very good. I can never remember the two of them know them well. I just think that they do such a good job wherever they are. I mean, be it Royal Albert, Thornywood, now Cumbernauld. I think that they're a good management team who.
They were decent yesterday against Cumbernauld Colts, and you look at it in a sense. It was, listen, JD went quite strong, and although you're making 10 substitutions in the game, you know, you're setting your stall out. Cumbernauld United went 2-0 up quite, I think, in the 5th minute and the 30th minute, and when I arrived at Broadwood, I wasn't there for the start, but when I arrived at Broadwood, the general consensus was Cumbernauld were battering us, you know, and I think that's maybe where you'll see the difference in quality. Maybe with the two leagues, it's a bit of a different game, and I just think Cumbernauld were really aggressive in their play, as are a lot of the teams at that level. I just think, like you say, as a management team, wherever they go, they've got relative success, whether that be a promotion or doing well in the league. They've been been pretty decent. I think Cumbernauld United will go up, I really do.
I'm on the fence here. I'm really struggling between Rob Roy, Vale Clyde, Whitlets. It's funny that Des is the only one put the Bens to go up. A team who looked for a wee while like they were going to manage to stay in the Premier League last season, but getting battered 7-3 yesterday.
Maybe more, by the way.
Who was it we're playing again?
Thorn.
I thought on the good side, but 7-3, beat convincingly 3-0 during the week by the Poet. It's not looking very good. I know they're in the market for another striker.
They're struggling to get players in, like proper struggling to get bodies in. I think the boy, what's his name again? The boy went away to Australia and came back.
He came back, I saw that.
He's just signed with him again. And the boy Hardy, he's away now, isn't he? Is he still there? Is he? No, he's away. I'm sure I've seen something about, so I think losing. How can you let Ollie Smith go? Like, I don't understand that. I don't even think he went for a fee. I think he was let go. I don't know. I think I disagree with Des. I think Benz will really, really, really struggle this season.
Well, I'm going to go for Rob Roy and leave him out. So that has it. Myself, I've got Darvel, Meda, Gartcairn, The Rock, Thornywood, Petershill, Cumbernauld, Rob Roy. Des is going Meda, Darvel, Gartcairn, Rob Roy, The Rock, Whitlets, Benburn, and Muirkirk. Johnny has gone Darvel, Gartcairn, Meda, Whitlets, Rob Roy, The Rock, Thornywood, Vale Clyde. Paul has gone Darvel, Meda, Gartcairn, The Rock, Thornywood, Whitlets, Rob Roy, and Cumbernauld. So that moves us on to the second division. Second division is Ashfield, Bellshill, Blantyre, Bonneton, Cali Locals, Cambuslang, Forth, Greenock, Kilsyth Athletic, Kilsyth Rangers, Larkhall, Lesmahagle, Maryhill, Mabel, Thorn, and Threave. Des, what are you thinking for winning the second division?
I think this is a really tight.
I agree.
A really tight one. I think this is really tight. I think Greenock will be up there.
Yep.
I can see Gary getting right in amongst it. Cambuslang again. I think Thorn might be one of the teams that just run through the leagues.
Yeah.
I can see Thorn being in amongst it. So at this moment in time, Greenock, Thorn, Cambuslang are the ones that are sticking out to me. Ashfield with Peterhill going down the sort of 20s route. Younger guys, I'm not sure if they'll be there. Ross Wilson also in it, Blantyre. I think they could be involved in it. This is a league that you can throw a bedsheet over, and whoever comes up first.
I agree. Who's going to be our champion, Des?
Who's going to be my champion?
Yep. Yeah.
Thorn.
There we go. Paul, what's your thoughts?
Thorn.
Johnny?
Same, it's boring, but I think Thorn. I don't think the difference in quality between the third division and the second division is that big at all.
Season for me.
No, this season. If you look at the teams that are in each league, you could put them on one big league and it would be pretty even, Stephen. So I think they'll just continue to do what they've done over the last couple of years.
I'm complete agreement with you all. I'm going to go with Thorn, and I'm going to even push it a wee bit further and say the Thorn might win this league quite convincingly in my eyes. I think
them keeping Nathan McClelland. I think them keeping Nathan McClelland is
big.
I don't like to keep a player of that stature at that club. I know Deke refereed my game today, and obviously he's a big advocate for reform, and he was talking about just kind of how the Thorn kind of play around Nathan, and he's probably, well, maybe obviously this is Derek's opinion, but he's an SPFL player playing in the West of Scotland, but he's still young. He's a young kid as well, So I think them keeping him is really pivotal. Obviously, all the younger, hungry, aggressive footballing players that are at Thorn, I think we'll see them good. I think Threave might be thereabouts as well. Des hit it on the head about you could throw a blanket over it, and whoever
Yeah, but you guys give us a few of your teams that are going to go up.
I'll go. So I think Thorn will win it. I think Thrieve here. I want it. I think because of where Mabel have been the last couple of years. I think they'll be there. I think they'll go back up. From Thrieve will go back up. Thrieve will get promoted again. Daryl Miko in it. Les Mahego now. I think he might have
with basically the Lanark team.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn, but I think even if Lanark did get promoted, obviously they did now, but I think that was always going to be a move that happened anyway. Cambuslang Rangers will be there or thereabouts.
So you want Cambuslang in?
Yeah, how many have I got? Where am I at there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. Holy moly. Greenock,
yeah.
Blantyre.
One more, and I'm surprised you've not said them yet.
I know. So you've got I know what you're angling for there. You're angling for me to say Kilsyth Athletic.
Nope, not at all.
No.
I'm actually surprised you've not said this team.
I know who you're saying. Butchie's brother.
Yep. What did you say there?
Mary Hill.
Aye, no, listen. Mary Hill. I know Des commented on the Ashfield with the 20s, but I do think they've signed some right good players. Ashfield could be there. Kilsyth Athletic, obviously having a complete rebuild now. My boy Azza's in there, and to what I'm hearing, two of the boys that played amateur with my side are now signed with Kilsyth Athletic. So that's the route that they're going down. I think they'll be fine at that level. Aye, do you know what? We'll go with Mary Hill. I bumped into Mark walking the dog a few times, but and the boys look quite sharp and down their pre-season and that. And they've had some decent results pre-season. But again, it's like that first division, mate. It's especially trying to choose 8 teams now. It's easy. The 3 up, 3 down.
Right, Johnny.
Right, Thorn to win it. Going up with them. Greenock, Thrieve, Les Mahego, Blantyre, Mary Hill.
Sorry, I couldn't write so fast. Thorn, Greenock, Thrieve, Blantyre,
Les Mahego.
Yep.
Mary Hill.
Yep.
Lark Hall and Maybole.
Lark Hall's an interesting one for me. It's Des, I'm not going to cut you up here, but they're very interesting. I suppose I'll say it when it's my turn. Des, who's yours?
I'm going Thorn to win it. And then from the others, I'm going Maybole, Mary Hill, Blantyre, Cambuslang, Greenock, and Kilsyth Athletic.
Des, why have you been so... I know Paul's put him in as well. Why have you been so complimentary almost in a sense for Cambuslang, who were absolute pony last season?
They were. I've heard a couple of things today about players that try to sign, and I think they'll be all right. I've got no affiliation to Cambuslang whatsoever. Certainly not with a team called Rangers. But I think they'll have enough.
Who did you say? You've got Thorn, Maybole, Mary Hill, Blantyre, Cambuslang, Greenock. Then I lost myself. Who's your last two?
Kilsyth Athletic.
And one more.
Larkhall.
It's quite interesting, like, because I think this is really as difficult, that group that we talk about once again. Now we're looking at, I'm just going to try and get the big table up for last season. You look, see, it's not a team that's not been mentioned, and it was one that's kind of on the periphery for me is Bells Hill. I thought they had a good season last year, finishing 9th, only goal difference that they missed out. Bonnet and finishing 7th. One that surprises me is Coolside Rangers not being mentioned for any of you. I think they had a good solid 6th place last season comfortably. I mean, they'd have been, well, a couple of points clear of the top 8, but I think they're quite good. But I'll go through mine before I keep blabbering on. I'm going to go for the Thorn, obviously, to win it. Greenock, Lesmahago, Maryhill, Mabel, Thrieve, Blantyre, and I'm going to go Coolside Rangers. No, Larkhall got to be in that as well, aren't they? That's tough. Do you know, actually, I think I might take Mabel out of it. And I know, Johnny, you're involved there. I think it could be a difficult season. I think George did pretty well last season, considering everything. I'll put Larkhall in.
Oh, sorry, wait there.
No, Des has just woke up.
I need to change.
Go for it.
I need to change.
You can't have Renfrew in the 2nd division, I know.
No, Knightswood.
That's the next division, Des.
Next division, Des.
There's a way back to sleep. You get yourself back to sleep now. But don't worry, I will put Knightswood in for you for the next one, right?
Aye, right, okay.
Right, so
Renfrew win every league.
So that's brilliant.
You're kind of looking at, like I've mentioned, Bells Hill. Ashore, I think, will be close to it. Obviously, talking about Peter having a really young side. Bonneton did not too bad last season.
I thought about Bonneton, but they've lost two. That both
Aye.
their strikers have went to Craig Mark.
I know. Aye. So it's for me, like you're talking about Jordan Ryan, who has not been overly prolific for them. It does score goals. I like what he gives you as well, though, how much work you get out of him, and I think that losing him is quite a big one. Banksy as well. You're looking, though, even Cali Locals, I actually think that they'll be a team that'll be quite close as well. I think they'll miss it, but so I'm rambling on. I've gone for Thorn, Greenock, Lesmahago, Maryhill, Mabel, Thrieve, Blantyre, and Larkhall. Des has gone Thorn, Mabel, Maryhill, Blantyre, Cambuslang, Greenock, Coolside, and Larkhall. Johnny has gone Thorn, Greenock, Thrieve, Blantyre, Lesmahago, Maryhill, Larkhall, and Mabel. Paul's gone Thorn, Thrieve, Mabel, Lesmahago, Cambuslang, Greenock, Blantyre, and Maryhill. I'd say we're a bit more aligned on this division, despite it being quite difficult. I think we're a bit more aligned than we have been the previous two. Moving on to the 3rd division. 3rd division this year consists of Ardere, Craigmark, Dorey, Easterhouse, Finnart, Girvan, Perthshire, Glasgow United, Glenvale, Kellow, Knightswood, Lugar, the Mighty Port, the Ants, and Yoker. Johnny, who's your champions in the 3rd division?
Ardere.
Ardere.
I think they were close. They were close last year. I think they've strengthened reasonably well, and I think it'll just get them over the line this year.
Des?
I'm thinking Knightswood.
Mm-hmm.
I think Knightswood and Port and Ardere are your top 3 teams in that league.
I would tend to agree as well. So Knightswood, Paul?
I think the Porto on it, mate.
The Mighty Porto.
Nah, I'm only kidding, mate. I'm only kidding.
No, it's been written in.
No. I'll go with the Port. I think Knightswood will be there thereabouts, and Easterhouse and Ardere as well. I think they'll be there. They'll all be sort of there or thereabouts, I think.
I'm kind of torn between. The fact you've all gone for different teams, and the fact that I'm torn between those three teams, I think shows where we're at. It's hard as well because obviously I want the Port to win that league, and I think the pre-season's been very impressive. It's the athleticism and the energy they have in their team that could cause teams a lot of issues. Defensively, I still think they're lacking a bit, particularly in the centre half area. I think that the two they've got just now, the three they've got there just now, they're no bad players at all, but I feel like they're not the quickest and they're not the most mobile, which I think could hurt you in a higher division. You alright, Des?
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to drink the juice. I think folk wanted to see me drinking.
So you wanted to see a keyboard instead. Right, I'll go with the
ADHD, mate.
The single malt. Is he drinking the single malt?
He's been at work for the last 4 weeks. The guy doesn't know what to do with himself anymore. He's been too chilled, falling asleep at that back garden in the sun. You know what I mean?
I love that, mate. Love it.
Right.
Listen, it takes hard work to be a teacher, and we need our time off.
Well, that is it. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about hard work, so I'm going to have to bow to your superior knowledge.
Right, and I'm away a week on Tuesday, so
you'll love it. Since you've mentioned your holiday, do you know what I'd say? Because we never spoke of this. See if anybody's looking for a good family holiday, Morocco. What a time we had there. Best family holiday we've ever had. So Morocco, I'm working on commission for the Moroccan government. Johnny, what's going to be your other teams?
My other teams are there to win the league. Knightswood, Port Glasgow.
Yep.
Easterhouse.
Yep.
Dalry.
Oh.
Craigie
Marky boy. Right.
Kello and Girvan.
It's funny, right? Because I've been a bit torn, but it's funny that I'm not disagreeing that the 4 teams that have come up from the 4th division, you've just put straight up again, and I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I think Easterhouse have just, I don't know, I just like everything about them. I think they've got a good way of playing, and I think they've got a good squad there. Knightswood, we know about them and their quality, so I think that's to achieve a top 8 finish should be fairly comfortable. I'd fancy them to be challenging for the league title, to be honest. Port Glasgow, again, everything you've said, PG, you would expect them to be challenging. And then Kello, I just think Kello are so strong at home and they know how to win games, and they know how to win games of football. They don't get beat very often. They might draw a few, but they don't get beat very often. Yeah. And I think when you're trying to get into that top 8 position, the wee points will bring you up the league, and that's what I think will take them into the top 8 position.
I think you could be right. Paul, what's your views? What's going through that beautiful balding apple yours?
Oh, probably the same as your baldy one. Right, okay, so I think Glasgow United will be there thereabouts, right? I'm not too sure if it's been announced, or I've heard Kieran McInnesby's getting in there. And
like, Shug's taking a wee step back, is he?
I think Shug's taking a step back. Kieran Mack's getting in there with a trusted right-hand man. And given that they've still got, a bit of quality there, I think they'll maybe add to that. So I think they'll be there thereabouts. I agree with, Luger Boswell for me. I think will be in it. The Port will be in it. Knightswood will be in it. Kello will be in it. Glasgow United will be in it. How many is that about? Easterhouse will be in it.
You've missed out Ardee, Paul, just to let you know.
Right, well, Ardee will be there. So where are we at?
We've got Port, Glasgow United, Luger, Knightswood, Kello, Ardee. What else did you say?
I can't remember, but we'll do it really quickly again, right? So Ardee,
yep.
Easterhouse, Glasgow United,
yep.
Kello Rovers,
yep.
Knightswood,
Luger
Boswell, Port Glasgow,
yep.
And other Girvan. Have I said Girvan?
No, that's your 8.
That's my 8 then. I'll go with Girvan. I think Girvan will be okay. The boy Keenan's still there, isn't he?
Yeah, Keenan's still there, aye.
I think they'll be good.
It's
You know, it's going to be my first guest in the returning WSFL Weekly next
beautiful.
Sunday.
Beautiful. Des, what you think?
Straight away, I'm going Knightswood and Port. I think they're your top two. I think Sean's team at Ardea is 3. Dalry is 4. I think Dean Keenan, Girvan is 5. I don't think Glasgow United done enough last year to tell me that they're going to be any different this year, because I thought they were pretty poor, to be honest. I would go Kello. Fanart.
See, that's the thing. Obviously, Fanart, Brian Blair's not there anymore. It's Danny Simpson that's there, and I think Danny could get a good tune at them. I think that's a possibility there. I think obviously having the transition last season between changeover hindered them a bit near the end of the season, but I do think that could be good. Sorry, who was the last team you said? Fanart and who?
Easterhouse.
Easterhouse. I'm just going to mention a couple of wee teams just to get thoughts on it. So we've missed a team that we've all missed is Perthshire, we've all missed Glenvale, we've all missed the Ants, and you've all missed Yoker. What's the thoughts on these teams?
Right, I think it's probably it's a year too early for the Ants. I think Mark Montgomery's he'll get his stamp on it, but I think he needs a year to bed in there, get his team together, and put a couple of more experienced players on there. I know he's got Scott Anson, and he's speaking to a more experienced player this evening as well. I just think the Ants will be fine, but they just need another year just to solidify.
I agree, and I think you could probably stick Yoker in with that assessment as well, to be honest, Des. So I would agree. And again, it's like it's a good opportunity for the guys with the fact that there's no relegation, there's no pressure on them. They can build a team in their image with a view to going back up to challenging next year or whatever. So that's why I think for them, Glasgow Perthshire, the way they started the season well last year and then completely fell away. So I just don't see them being strong enough throughout the course of the season to maintain a challenge to get one of those top spots. And then who was the last one that we didn't put in talking about? Glenvale again, similar. Don't know much about them, to be honest, so I'm going to probably plead the fifth on Glenvale.
Fair enough. Right, I'll have a wee look at mine. So definitely Port, Knightswood. I think it's pretty obvious that the Mick Pender's done a really good job there. They've got a good bit of quality. What interests me is they've got some young players coming through who have got a bit of ability as well. Ardea, I wouldn't be surprised if Sean could get that team to win the league. I think that they're a really good side. Johnny, I'm going to agree with yourself and go for Craig Mark. I think the guys down at Craig Mark have had a really good summer, and I think that team, obviously last season was horrific for them, and it picked up a wee bit at the end. But see, when you've got John Ryan back, Banksy back, I mean, you've still got Reece Wilson, you've got...
You could argue that Craig Mark's got the strongest squad in the league.
I mean, you've got Big Andy.
Ross McRae as well. They've still got Scott Sherry there. Got Andy Strachan at the back. Do you know what I mean? You could make an argument that they've got the strongest team.
That is the thing. They're strong through the spine now, because like they're all guys that played for me and Nixon when we were there, and they were some of the better players and did well and got good results against Premier League teams and stuff like that. So I do think they'll do well.
Yeah, I had Andy Strachan at Kilburn. We signed him. Brilliant, great, big, solid guy. Really, really, just total defensive minded. I think Craig Mark could be. A wee bit
Andy on his day will be the best defender in that league. I think. I genuinely think he's a really good player. So I've got Port, Knightswood, Ardea, Craig Mark. Going to go for Dalry, Easterhouse, Kello, And the final one, it's a struggle because you're looking at Girvan, Glenvale, the Ants. It's got a hard one to call once you start getting down to that 8th spot. I think, you know what, I'll give apologise to Monty and Dom at the Ants and Yoker, but I think I'll go for Dino with Girvan to get that final place. So I've gone Port Knightswood, Ardere, Craigmark, Dalry, Easterhouse, Kello, Girvan. Des has gone Knightswood, Port, Ardere, Dalry, Girvan, Kello, Finnart, Easterhouse. Johnny has gone Ardere, Knightswood, Port, Easterhouse, Dalry, Craigmark, Kello, Girvan. Paul has gone Port, Glasgow United, Lugar, Knightswood, Kello, Ardere, Easterhouse, and Girvan. Moving on to the fantastic 4th division, which is made up of BSC, Campbelltown, Carluke, East Kilbride Thistle, East Kilbride YM, Eglinton, Giffnock, Irvine Vicks, New Mains, Royal Albert, Saltcoats, St Peters, Bellaleven, West Park, and Wishaw. I think it's going to be a really interesting one. Paul, we'll start with yourself. Who's your champion for the 4th division?
You would think Wishaw would have maybe been a stick on for that, eh?
No, not in the slightest.
No,
No. They've won about 3 games in the last 7 years.
I thought.
Stick to your guns, Paul. Stick to your guns.
Don't be a weak man. Don't be that guy that.
Jimmy, I've just heard that they're maybe going to try and obviously improve the team in that, and it might be. Oh, I don't, it's a hard one. I would have thought YM coming into the setup and bringing some of their old boys back would have been a stick on, but then they played our 20s and didn't look fantastic at all, and no disrespect. That Eglinton maybe. Oh man, it's one I've not even taken a proper look at. Carluke Rovers, just for the sheer fact that they were sort of where did they finish last year? PG fifth?
Last year they finished in, give me a wee second.
They had a really good finish to the season last year.
They finished 8th, but the second half of the season was a higher than an 8th finish. They quite a poor start to the season.
For me, right, it's one of those ones where they've been in the setup a long time. They're experienced. They've been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. Do you know what? I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Wishaw. I just something tells me that it might. I'm doing it.
Again, man.
Look at it. I'm doing it.
You are a flip flopper.
I'm going to let my dog out for a pee 2 seconds.
Okay. Des, what do you think?
Do you know I'm going to go left field here? I'm going to go East Kilbride YM.
Knightswood. We'll go for Knightswood.
No, I'm going to. Well, aye, okay, right, Knightswood and.
To be fair, I don't actually think YM's left field at all. I think that's a pretty solid.
I think East
pretty
Kilbride
solid
effort.
effort.
I think they are. I think they are. The trajectory that they're on and what they want to do, and from what we've seen and what we know, I think they're a stick on to win it. I think that Irvine Vicks need to make a statement because Ben's obviously coming in there as well, but out with them, they're all much of a muchness.
Might be the hardest division to predict if I'm
I'm
looking there and I'm going, even like Royal Albert, if he, if Connor can get probably the signings that he wants, and then they could be a force. WOSFL, Brian McLaughlin's a great guy. Obviously, his experience at playing at a decent level as well. I don't know what sort of contacts he's got and that, but looking back to the teams that he had in that division, didn't do overly brilliant with them. That is so hard to predict.
Johnny, why don't you give us your champion?
Irvine Vicks.
Irvine Vicks.
I think they've got the right blend of experience. Ben's brought in a few players that he's known in the past. We played them in pre-season at Maybole. and they look more like an Irvine Vics team that you would be used to, and I think they'll be strong enough to go on and win that league. They'll still get Big Kev up top who'll score goals. So aye, for me, Irvine Vics win the league.
I'm going to go the same. I'm going to go Irvine Vics as well. I was leaning towards EKYM. I think they'll have a really, really good season, and I think it could be between the two of them to try.
I think EKYM will have an excellent season, right? I just don't think they'll win it. I think I don't know. I know obviously we let the guy who runs the facility is actually the gaffer of the team, and I got quite well acquainted with him last year. I'm going to bring him on the show. I was supposed to do it earlier, but I'm going to bring. He was away on holiday, and we got kind of sidetracked. I'm going to bring him on the show and see. It's hard to see what they're doing because a lot of guys that with Kenny will get into East Kilbride Thistle, that freed up a lot of the guys who used to play with the YM, who maybe wanted to go and test themselves at a higher level than where they were playing. So it'll be interesting. Kenny's brought a lot of guys over to Thistle that he knows for his level of football, and I think YM have benefited for boys leaving Thistle, you know, so it'll be interesting to see. But I think something tells me Royal Albert might be there thereabouts as well. They'll be in my top 8 anyway.
I agree with you, Paul, when you said this is a hard division because I've got the table written out and I've got ticks beside who I think is going to go up, and then
I don't know anything about Eglinton, but
what you've got Kev Deeney that's in there now.
Mm-hmm. Aye, I know he's kind of scrambling about trying to get bodies in at the minute, but
yeah.
I spoke to somebody the other day, and he was saying the same to me that Eglinton are struggling to try and get bodies in, and I don't believe the money is quite what it had been either. I think that maybe a couple of seasons ago they were, for that 4th division, they were in relative terms throwing a wee bit of money about, but it seems to not be quite the case now. Johnny, can you give me a list, please?
I thought putting East Kilbride YM in my list was going to be a shock, but obviously not. I don't know. So right, anyway, so Irvine Vics to win the league, PG.
Yep.
Royal Albert.
Yep.
St. Peter's.
Yep.
West Park.
Yep.
Carluke.
Yep.
Vela Leven.
Mm-hmm.
East Kilbride YM. And Saltcoats.
I see what you're thinking. I see what you're thinking. I think the improvement in Saltcoats.
I think continuity as well. Do you know what I mean? Just that consistency of the manager having a full year, being able to bed in. You know, I think, and again, we're only talking about a top half finish. You know what I mean? We're not talking about winning the league. So I think that'll Stevie's experience and ability to get a team on the park getting results will see them into the top half of the league.
No, fair enough.
Des?
Well, EKYM.
Yep.
Irvine Vics. Wishaw. West Park. Carluke.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Giffnock.
Yep.
And
two more.
Royal Albert.
Yep.
And Eglinton.
Can I retract my wish? I just went on to Twitter there and seen they get beat off at Faulthouse 7-1.
Do you want to retract your wish?
I don't know if I heard that they'd be spending a wee bit of money this year and improving the squad. Maybe we should have done a wee bit more digging and stopped enjoying our summer holidays and not made an absolute Royal Albert of this. You know what I mean? I'm going to check. Do you know what? I'm going to go with. Oh man, what a hard league. I'll go with Irvine Victoria. Right, I'm changing it to Irvine.
Right. You sure, Paul? This is the third time I've had to do this, so you sure?
But then I went on to Twitter and then seen that. What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. Right.
We'll no get beat up 7-1 off Faultus.
Correct. Right, Paul, give us your comprehensive list
My comprehensive list for the top 8 of the 4th Division: Irvine Victoria,
Yeah.
Carluke Rovers,
Mm-hmm.
East Kilbride Thistle,
Yep.
East Kilbride YM. And by the way, what a day that'll be, East Kilbride YM versus East Kilbride Thistle. There'll be a few hundred down the enemy, I'll tell you that.
We should go to that.
That's 100%. That's your job. You do Saturday live, live from East Kilbride. Right, am I at 4 now? 5, 4?
4.
Have I said Irvine Vics yet?
Yes, you said them
The
when
champion. Sorry, oh my God, man. Look, East Kilbride,
Right, okay.
East Kilbride YM. I think Royal Albert will be there. I actually think West Park United will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will.
Is that me 6?
That is you 6.
I'm still going to have Wishaw there, right? I'll have them in my list. Alongside, I'll go Saltcoats, right? Because I agree that the fact Stevie's had a bit of time with the team now. And I think the league. I don't think that league is as strong as the last couple of years. No disrespect, but I think it's more of a level playing field, and that might just suit Saltcoats and Stevie a bit. And it'd be nice to see them, being.
Right. I think last year you obviously had Knightswood and Port Glasgow that were kind of, you could look at it straight for the first game of the season and say they're going to be up there because they've got stronger squad. The season before, Thorn were by far and away the best side. You could identify that.
Well, Glenville won it that year.
Glenville streaked away with it. Do you know what I mean? Won it fairly easily and stuff like that. So, but I don't think this year it really is. It's much of a muchness, which is good for us.
I think you're both right. I think this season doesn't quite have the same qualities as last season or the year before. But I think in terms of making it interesting, that's what it'll be. It'll be very interesting because I think you could have 5 or 6 teams looking to potentially win that league, never mind push on, right? So I've gone for Irvine Vics. EKYM to go into the mix. I'm probably going to go EK Thistle as well. Royal Albert. St. Peter's. I think St. Peter's could have a decent season.
By the way,
oh, you want to change Irvine Vics or something? Is that what you want to do?
No, mate, I'm done.
No, I think St. Peter's will have a really good season.
And St. Peter signed, you might be able to tell us this, what's he, Ross McCormack, Hayden McCormack. Do you know if they've signed him?
I don't know, not sure.
Look,
Not sure.
I've seen that wee boy play for, that's Ross McCormack's son, by the way. I've seen him play for a sort of middle of the table amateur team last year, and they just bossed it in every way, shape, and form. And I heard that he'd went in there, and I thought, you know what, good on you, man. He is a great football player, and he would suit that league down to a T. St. Peter's, again, they'll be there or thereabouts. But sorry, guys, I've not put you in the top 8. I didn't mean it.
I'm struggling between a few teams here. I'm looking at, I've added in after EK Thistle, I've put in Royal Albert, St. Peter's, West Park, and then I'm kind of torn between a few. Vale Leven, Giftnock. I think I'll go with Vale Leven. I'll put Vale Leven in. I'm struggling. I think it's quite tough. Carluke. I've missed Carluke, sorry, so I'll put Carluke in there. Aye, that's I'm going to Giftnock going to miss out for Carluke for me. So my 8 will be Irvine Vics, EKYM, EK Thistle, Royal Albert, St. Peter's, West Park, Vale Leven, Carluke. Des is going EKYM, Irvine Vics, Wishaw, West Park, Carluke, Giftnock, Royal Albert, Eglinton. Johnny is going Irvine Vics, Royal Albert, St. Peter's, West Park, Carluke, Vale Leven, EKYM, Saltcoats. Paul's going Irvine Vics, Carluke, EK Thistle, EKYM, Royal Albert, West Park, Wishaw, and Saltcoats. Let's hope this season that BSC pick up. I see they've got a new management team in. It's completely slipped my mind who the manager is. I saw it the other day. I'm hoping they can pick up because we don't want a repeat of last season where they only won 1 and lost 29 and conceded 166 goals. So we're really hoping that doesn't happen again and we can see a bit of improvement from. But, gents, that's us, the show that proves that we know nothing. It's finished for another season. We will come back at the end of the season and we'll look at the league table between the four to see who picked up the most points. And based on PG versus the pundits, it won't be me. I'm going to throw it out early and say I don't think it'll be Paul. But
Now that you said that, it will be me, but
I know, because again, I will be wrong. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Johnny, we have your first episode coming up on Sunday live next week. As watching this now this Sunday with Govan manager Dean Keenan. Paul, have you got anything lined up this week before the season starts?
I will have a show just to confirm my guest. More than likely, Jamie.
Smashing.
They can spare some time, but we'll start there. I'm looking for, I'm buzzing for it. I obviously worked with two teams this year, one in the Lowland and one in the Prem. I'm buzzing for it. It's going to be a great year, and it will be interesting to see kind of where the teams are at. 8 teams going up. It's going to be massive. It's going to be a massive season.
It's definitely going to be interesting. My apologies on behalf of myself and Des. The Saturday Live won't be back until the 16th of August. I'm away this week and Des is away on holiday next week for 2 weeks. So we're going to take a couple of weeks back and the studio's getting done up as well. So hopefully that looks nice for the people that watch us live. But we will be back on the 16th of August and that'll be us all the way through until next May. We're going to have, hopefully, we'll be having our Football League show should be coming back this season. And as always, we're going to have Shay and Brooklyn in the Premier League show. So plenty to come for the channel and the coming weeks. So make sure you tune in. We appreciate your support. If you want to become a member of the show, then just do that on YouTube as well. Guys, thank you very much for this evening. Thanks for allowing us to keep it below 6 hours as well, because I think that could have gone on all night. So thank you very much, gents, and thank you very much for watching. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you.